Well, hello everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. And I practice that every day, but I say just for today because it makes it a little bit easier to do. I can figure out things. But hey, if I've put together a recipe and I had it yesterday and I plan on having it, sorry, take your seasick pill, and I plan on having it again today, well, half my work is done, right? Like tonight I'm making quiche. I already have a recipe for it in my chronometer tracker. So that's a bonus for me. But that's not today's topic, and you know how I always have to lead into with something to get to the topic. Today's topic is never underestimate the intensity of the keto food plan until you are fat adapted, keto adapted in the sense of a new lifestyle, not swaying, not cheating, and losing your cravings. The intensity is intense. So don't ever diminish how crazy you can feel as you begin this program, because it's like, nobody prepared me for this. Well, there's plenty of YouTube channels that can prepare you for it. It's just that you didn't know that it was going to happen to you. And so it's like when somebody has, we were talking about keto flu, when somebody gets the flu strain and they hadn't had their flu shot yet, and it's like, oh, and you know, it starts to hit everybody in the office one by one, and they're out for 3 or 4 days and they think that they're never going to come back to operating at 100% again. Yeah, that's what this keto flu can do to you. And, you know, a lot of people just say the more salt, the bouillon cubes, the bone broth. Some say more fat. But don't mess around with it. If you are going to start keto, just know that there's some hell involved with it. And if you are a food addict like I am, even being many, many months into the program, there still will be difficult days. Why? Because that's life on life's terms. I am one of those that once I take the first bite of the day, it's game on. My addict is all set. And that's why I'm so glad that intermittent fasting was developed just for me. It was, you know, nobody else needed it. No religions centuries ago, you know, they just kept it going just for me because they knew that I'm a food addict. Well, it really feels that way because I always sensed that the longer I waited to take my first bite of the day with my first meal, that the better off I am. When I used to work at the shelter, I would eat breakfast sometimes at 6 in the morning. Guess what? At 7:30, I'm ready for the next. Even if it was keto, my addict can sometimes trump even the best fat, satiated keto meal. Why? Because it just can. So practicing intermittent fasting, where my first meal is between 11:30 and noon, oh, how that saves me. And then my second meal is between 3 and 4. So I've got this fantastic window of 20 hours where I'm not eating. And that is my safest time with intensity, cravings, triggers, everything else. I don't know why. I'm an addict, and that's how it goes. But if I had my first meal at 8 or 9 a.m. instead of 11:30 to noon, I'd be in trouble for myself. How do I know? Because that's the one thing, is first getting past the keto flu stage. First getting through the low energy, I'm going to die, the headaches, the constipation, this makes me feel miserable, the snarkiness of the initial beginning. It passes. You will feel better. I promise. The triggers and cravings, if you're giving in to anything that's artificially sweetened or a keto-fied dessert, you still could be activating your brain into thinking it's okay to have sweet. And your brain doesn't say, oh, this is stevia and coconut flakes. It doesn't. It says more. I want more sugary things. So my suggestion always has been, came from Michelle Rock, don't dabble in keto-fied desserts and breads until you have lost a lot of weight. In her case, it was 100 pounds. In other people's cases, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever pounds, till they get to that maintenance stage where you might want to try it. And even though I'm at maintenance, I don't know if I'd be safe. I have a trigger that I'm thinking of for my birthday to have, and it is a keto-fied, carby breakfast item. And I'm thinking of having it, but I'm only thinking of having it. My birthday's 30 days away, and so, you know, could I have it in safety? I don't know. So I'm thinking about it. But that aside, the initial beginning with the cravings and the triggers, you know I've given myself permission to have something, and then when it came to that day to have it, even though it was tracked and planned for, I couldn't have it. So it's kind of funny how it works on you. If you're doing really, really well and strict and disciplined in the sense of tracking, weighing, and measuring, then maybe when it comes down to having that something, and you have to put it in, you decide against it. Hopefully it's before you have it. So, you know, the first month, give yourself a break. It's really a whole new lifestyle. It isn't until the family reunion, the class reunion, the wedding shower, wearing the bridesmaid's dress, it's really, or going to the beach on vacation, it's really not about that event triggered weight loss initiative. It's for the duration. It's for the long term. And so when you enter it, there's going to be some discomfort. If you've been having carbs and grains and fruits and sugars for decades, or artificially sweetened soda pop, you know, diet drinks, you're going to have some discomfort in giving up something. It's been with you forever. That's why smokers with their nicotine, drinkers with the alcohol, drug addicts with the opiate effect, it's all that same brain center. And so they're used to, you know, quelling it, comforting it, making any discomfort go away by having more. Well, guess what? You're going to be giving that up. So of course there's going to be discomfort. You know, don't think that just because you can have fat that it's going to be an easy road. It's not. For some of us, especially my generation that grew up with low fat, no fat as the order of the day and the food pyramid, giving ourselves permission to have fat is really, really scary. I see some people that say they're having a bulletproof coffee with a half a teaspoon of butter in it. It's like, it's not a problem till you're putting 2 or 3 into it, right? So, expect to have some withdrawal. You're giving up the drug of your choice. You didn't even know it was a drug until you try to give it up, right? A lot of people say that. I never knew that I was in pain until the pain went away, like the inflammation, like the joint pain. Some of you may experience the removal of those things with the keto food plan. The keto food plan will give you benefits that are far away from the scale. What the scale says is just, it's really a side benefit because your health is going to improve, your insides are going to improve. But expect the discomfort at the beginning. Expect just that intensity, and don't try to lessen it by having a little something. An alcoholic who decides to get sober doesn't say, well, I'll just have that 1 shot in the morning. Or the person that's trying to give up smoking doesn't cut down to 2 or 3. They're still stimulating everything. And so their body is like screaming. To me, just to me, withdrawal means giving it up. It's that cold turkey versus slowly cutting down. Now, the only place I talk about slowly cutting down is sometimes with carbs. Sometimes if you've been having 200 to 250 carbs a day on your standard American diet, well, and you're like, you know, after 50, and you suddenly go from that to thinking you can do under 20 without some discomfort, don't be crazy. You're going to have discomfort. So maybe an initial week of cutting down 20 or 30 grams each day, from 200 to 170 to 140 to 110 to 80, and then staying at 75 for a while. If you can stand it. Some people are so disgusted with their bodies that they just dive right in and become a 30-day wonder, and then an instant failure because they didn't give themselves enough time. They didn't treat it like it was going to be a lifestyle for the duration change. So go easy on yourself. Slowly cut back on the carbs until you're not having sugar, you're not having grains, and the carbs that you are having, say they're 75 or 100, those come from vegetables. You know, say it's a sweet potato or a baked potato that you have in that week before you go the cold turkey with only having 20 carbs, mostly from leafy greens, not anything sugar. And if you're coming off of Weight Watchers, it's a whole new mindset. It's not like, well, this yogurt with sugar in it, I can fit into my 20 carbs. No. It's not going to be like that for you. It's going to be not having the yogurt, not having the artificially sweetened yogurt. In fact, it might not be any dairy products at all. Or it might be limited, like just cream in your coffee, heavy whipping cream, or pasture-raised butter in your coffee or on your vegetables, things like that. Sometimes I'll have a sausage, or the Neuchâtel cheese has a carb in it too, and 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. And so, you know, that's how I spend my carbs every day. In my Dr. Price's electrolyte packet that I have with potassium and magnesium, that costs me 2 carbs a day when I'm spending my 20. But the rest of it is spent on things like Swiss chard and romaine and baby spinach and things like that. But expect some discomfort when you first begin. If you are going from, 150 miles an hour on the highway, on the Autobahn over in Europe, and then you enter a 30-mile-an-hour school zone, expect some discomfort with the gas pedal. Well, that's going to be the same for your body. It's going to be shocking to your body to give up diet sodas, to give up all those extra carbs that you're having, to go from, I have net carbs, so you can have wraps and all those other things, to give that CRAP up. It's still CRAP. Even if they pump it full of whatever fiber they fill it full of, so your net carbs are 3, it's still grainy. It's still spiking things inside of your body. So that's why I do total carbs. People sometimes say to me, why do you do total carbs? Because I ain't playing. And you shouldn't be playing either. You've already played with your health until you got here. So why do you think you're going to start playing around with it now? You could get into trouble. And there's plenty of websites where you can see people are in trouble from the first week. They ain't playing. They ain't playing serious for their health. They're playing, I can still have all these delights because of stevia, because of almond flour, because of coconut flour. Pull out Dr. Westman's page 4. Review it. Watch tapes with Dr. Westman. Watch the one where he's in the lab coat talking about his page 4. And follow that, although there's a couple of things that I don't belong in the camp of. Whatever gets you through the first month that isn't some sort of sweetener, artificial sweetener, net carb wrap, any of that. It rhymes with wrap is crap. Standard American diet, keto-fied. Stay away from that. Be strict with yourself. Be disciplined with yourself. Have a big A leafy green salad with extra virgin olive oil. Make sure it says 100% extra virgin olive oil on it. Know where it's sourced from, because there's a whole bunch of stuff about that. California Ranch is 100% olive oil, if you need a good place to start. Sometimes I buy organic olive oil if it's on sale, just for giggles and things like that. But expect some discomfort. There will be. You will get through it. It does get better. Was there any other food plan diet that you went on that didn't have the first week or so, the induction phase, as Dr. Atkins would say, that has struggles in it? Of course. But, we have no complaints today. We have so many YouTube channels and Facebook pages and support. Just a type and a click, a submit away, and you will get tons and tons and tons of help. You're not alone. You can do this. When in doubt, have a little more fat. When in doubt, maybe some people do better with a little more protein. You can get through it. Give yourself a break, but stay away from anything that's fake food, that's artificial, that mimics the standard American diet that you're giving up. It's like a guy joining AA and having a near beer less than a week into it and thinking he can go to these cocktail parties, cookouts, wedding receptions, and things like that and get away with it. You're dancing with the devil, just saying. But some of us have to do it to learn it, because that's how we go. I'm a stub my own toe. So I'm 67. You know how many times I've stubbed my toes? I shouldn't have any big toenails left from all the stubbing. It happens. So you're reinventing your wheel in your wheelhouse. Give yourself a break, but that doesn't mean by allowing keto-fied, standard American, garbaged sort of things in your food plan. It means having extra butter on Brussels sprouts. It means having extra virgin olive, extra oil on your salad. It means things like that. You will get through it. It means having extra salt, extra salt, extra salt. Buy the little Pacific brand bone broth. Add salt to it. You will get through it. But don't be dabbling. Don't be dabbling. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food, with another Keto Under 20 just for today. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.